We start tonight with the most impassioned defence of a colleague I have ever seen.
Do not ever demean anybody. Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa Price. Her mother's story, best Price. I suggest you all read it. A woman walking through the desert was her mother, who had her baby between her legs under a tree. She picked up that baby, she cut the umbilical cord and she kept walking. I suggest you read the story of Bess Price before you ever come in here and cast aspersions or tell us, Senator Wong, to respect other words. I will stand by and respect Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa Price, who every day has lived and breathed reconciliation in this country. Her father is white, her mother is black. So please, don't ever come into this place again and pontificate to us.
Wow. Extraordinary, isn't it? Now, that was, of course, Liberal Senator Michaelia Cash, who was today defending Jacinta Nampijinpa Price on the issue of Welcome to Country ceremonies, which, as we know, have become extremely tiresome and overdone. Today, though, it was brought to a head in the Senate, and it all started with One Nation leader Pauline Hanson defending her and her senators' decision to turn their backs on welcome and acknowledgement of countries.
All we do, or One Nation does, and the rest of Australian people, is we're wanting the same respect back. The respect back that we are still part of this nation, that we are people that have born here, people that have migrated here, that we also want acknowledgement and respect to the nation. To constantly be told this is not your land, Aboriginal land always was, always will be. You are disenfranchising me and many other Australians.
And obviously, she's not wrong. She's not wrong, is she? I mean, day in, day out at sporting events, council meetings, schools, assemblies, when we land in another state on a plane, we are subjected to feeling like foreigners in our own country. Yet, of course, we just sit there, we take it in, we're all very polite, but enough is enough. And Senator Price then made a speech to the Senate, and look, she really just is the voice of common sense. Have a look.
The ideological way in which Indigenous Australians are objectified, and I mean in such a way that we are used as a political token for political point scoring. The idea of welcome to country has become exactly that.
Isn't she just a breath of fresh air with her honesty on this matter? I mean, this is a woman who successfully helped the No campaign over the line and did not back down despite anger from her own community. She then went on to say what I think many of us are thinking.
I am absolutely done with the virtue signalling that takes place. I am of the belief that it is not necessary to have an acknowledgement because we are all Australians. Every single one of us.
Absolutely brilliant. And she's spot on. We are all Australians. But it was this comment from the Foreign Minister, Penny Wong, that forced Michaelia Cash to defend her colleague.
But it is part of the rituals and traditions of this chamber. There's been a lot said about what this chamber is, what this house is. It is a house for all Australians. It is. And it is a house that represents our history, our multicultural diversity, as well as a history of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Decency and respect cost us nothing, but it goes a long way to building a sense of unity.
Now remember, it was Penny Wong who said in the lead up to the election that a voice to Parliament was inevitable, despite 60% of us voting no to being divided by the colour of our skin. So good on Senator Hanson and Senator Price for having the courage to stand up against this division. And it looks like common sense is prevailing. Senator Cash is pushing to ditch Welcome to Country ceremonies and Aboriginal flags from official events as the matter is set to be debated at the WA State Liberal Party Council this weekend. Finally! Finally, here we go. We've got a Liberal actually willing to come out publicly and take a stand on this matter. Fantastic. And it puts her at complete odds with opposition leader Susan Lee, who's previously said that she's happy to stand behind Aboriginal flags and has previously given support to acknowledgements of country in the right time and place. Now, look, that sort of sentiment is going to get the party nowhere because it takes courage to actually make these calls, and I really wish that more within the party would do the same. So good on Michaelia Cash. And if you want to see just how out of control welcome and acknowledgements have become, I present to you Labor's new MPs making their maiden speeches.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I acknowledge the traditional owners of my electorate, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, as I do the traditional owners of this place, the Ngunnawal people.
Banks is located on the lands of the Bidjigal people. I'm so pleased to be able to recognise in this great house their culture, their custodianship of the land, air and waterways of Banks.
I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land this parliament meets on, the Ngunnawal and Ngambri peoples.
Oh, and did you think that was it?
I want to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet.
I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the many First Nations lands across my home state of Western Australia.
Oh, and there were more, by the way, but don't worry, I do not want to subject you to any more acknowledgements. I couldn't do it to you. I know enough is enough. Though I will entertain you with colonialism. Here is newly elected Labor MP, Gabrielle Ng.
Menzies is blessed with many culturally significant sites, as well as sites of resistance to the devastating impacts of colonialism.